Hey, what do you know? Thank you very much, T-Dog, for the host right there as we go live. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're well. I'm doing alright. I feel like I actually slept last night. Like, all the way through. I was very overtired. Didn't get any sleep the night before, basically, at all. And yesterday, stream, felt a bit headachy, and felt really, really sick. Took a nap, got up, felt a bit woozy. Went back to Outer Worlds. Played for a big fistful of hours until I was just too exhausted to focus on the screen anymore. Let myself collapse into bed and actually got, in my exhaustion, a full night's sleep. I got like 7 hours. It's unheard of for me. Almost overslept to the point where the stream was going to be late this morning. But we're here. We're on time. In fact, we're slightly early. Galactic Survivor, T-Dog, Tyler, how you all doing there? People active in chat right away. Doing great. Got shaders working on my Minecraft instance. Nice. When you say instance, are you running on a server? Minecrafting myself the first time in ages, thanks to a friend's kid. Currently heading chickens. And shittily place near the portals. Yeah, that'll happen. So, what about your friend's kid? Did he ask you to play with him, or you just sort of watching over his shoulder as he plays, and you went, you know what? Better get back into that. Is it worth getting out of worlds? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Worth the price of admission. Absolutely. No question in my mind. I've been having a blast with it. I just hit level 20 last night. The level cap is 30, I believe. And I feel like I'm maybe 60% through the core of the main story. But I've been doing a lot of side questing. Every side quest I come... Well, except for last night. I think I passed up a couple last night because I was just too tired to deal with it. I'll get back and pick them up though. Basically doing every side quest, doing lots of exploring, reading through all the terminals, every entry in every terminal. Exhausting every dialogue option there is to have, and just can't get enough. The GIF I posted up last night when I tweeted about, exhausting myself out on Outer Worlds, was just that image of Pooh Bear stuck in the tree with the pool of honey. Just that's what playing Outer Worlds feels like. If you like that type of game. Which is a very deep, nuanced RPG with first-person and shooter mechanics overlaid onto it as gameplay. It's just so well done. It's really well written, really well performed. Every piece of dialogue just feels like a natural conversation. It's like something people would say. I mean, even the bad guys are quite sympathetic. And the good guys just have a little edge of, do I really want to help this person? But no one's really good or bad, and it's all moral grey around. It's just so well done. I don't know, it might be one of the best... No, it's easily one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Certainly the best I've played this year, or the last few years, I think. I mean, I enjoyed Breath of the Wild, which is also sort of an action RPG style thing, but in very different ways. But those two right up there in the last couple of years. For very, very different reasons. Deep RPGs are my cup of tea. Have you been playing Outer Worlds? I don't remember whether you've been playing Outer Worlds, but you should. It is wonderfully done. Kevin Xbox, he and a couple of his pals starting new survival world. Got invited to join as the hand of experience. The grown up in the group. Hearing this is making me more excited. I'm going to be getting you tomorrow next day. Yeah. And the choices matter, which is kind of important in an RPG. Choices really, really, really matter. I was watching. Whoop, that guy had thorns on his armor. Sorry, I'm just XP grinding at the moment because I was down to like 7 XP, but we need to do some mending and stuff today. Yeah, I was watching someone else's playthrough, and at the start we made very similar choices, but about an hour and a half in, his choices and mine started to branch away, and the gameplay and the reactions and the way quests unfolded became very different. It was awesome. Also watched some gameplay of someone doing a evil playthrough where they were just killing everybody, and that unfolded very, very differently as well. So I mean, I'm maybe a little over halfway done with the core story, and I'm already thinking about, oh, I can't wait to play this again and make different choices and do a different character. Because my character has shifted from being kind of a Shovelly Joe melee guy. Later in the game it gets a little bit harder to do melee because enemies get tougher and group up in bigger groups and things like that. Just, you know, classic game ramping up. And just more, you know, the bigger creatures get more dangerous to be close to. So I've started to shift into my Shovelly Joe mode 2, which is I'm focusing in on stealth and sniping and critical damage using a sniper. So now I'm just sneaking around the outsides and just going, boo, headshot, boo, your leg's crippled. It's awesome. So much fun. Yeah, there's very little about that game I would be complaining about. Quality of life stuff is amazing when it comes to inventory management. Probably the best in any game I've ever played, actually. Just being able to sensibly manage your inventory and not feel constantly overwhelmed or overburdened. And even when you're encumbered, there are just different ways to deal with that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Looking for Suspect. I'm on survival now. Placed my first nether portal on this map. Went through, took 2 paces and straight into lava lake. I think one of our recent worlds we did that. Might have been the last one or the one before that. The portal spawned and we were just, you know, like 150 blocks above an enormous lava lake. Nowhere to go. It was miserable. Same thing happened in the last Java world, but in reverse. We tried to build a portal out to our ocean monument thing, and we just wound up like in the middle of the air, hundreds of blocks above the ocean for no reason. Hey, Techie, Skull Kid, how you doing? Alright, I'll switch over to gameplay now. Otherwise I'm liable to just rave about Outer Worlds for endless amounts of time. Better distract myself with a bit of Minecraft. How we doing? 32 levels? Cool. Let's just hang about for a couple more. Because yeah, I need to do some repairing. My bow's nearly corrupt. That's a new axe, isn't it? Yeah, that's the new axe, and we repaired Silk Chan last time. But we do need to get some repairs going on the armor as well. But I think I should have a bow to smush together with that one to help repair it. I'm stashing a few magical bows around the place. Oh, we can... Actually, no, I won't turn the sounds on yet because we're going to be surrounded by R, and spiders. Actually, let's see how the spiders are doing. Sweet. So how's everybody else doing? What are you doing this weekend? What have you been up to? I'll sit here and wait for zombies and I'll sip my coffee. Moving ever closer to that secondary Minecraft project thing I was vaguely teasing and hinting at before. I found a really good seed I think I want to use for it, so... Nice modern presses, I know, right? My zombie's dead on. Spider, not so much. Ow. I was meant to be working today, didn't sleep last night, felt dead all day. Yeah, it was like that for me yesterday. Just agonizingly exhausted yesterday. Thought I was getting sick there for a while. Started to get a headache about 3 hours into yesterday's stream. Finally had to call it quits because it was getting too much. You know, sat down to have a bit of a rest and it just got worse and worse and worse. I think it was just exhaustion. I just haven't been sleeping well in the heat and had a little mini heat wave in Sydney. which this morning's been pretty cool so far. And last night was alright. Actually got some decent sleep last night. Forecast for today says top of 22, so yeah, it should be nice and cool today. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looks like we're getting on to the highs. And Saturday, yeah, okay, it's going to be a warm week ahead. Very warm. Sydney summer is coming. It's a coming. Just started a new Minecraft world. Got kind of complacent with my old world. Yeah, that happens from time to time, doesn't it? You sort of get to a point where you've sort of built your stuff out. You've got everything automated that you want to get automated, and you start running out of challenging things to do. Basically, all you've got left is, well, I could do a great big build of this, or I could do a great big build of that, but yeah. We're not quite there yet in this world. Still got a bunch of farms and builds and shit like that we want to do. But I might try and make this world last until we get 1.16 with the Nether update. Because the rough plan at the moment is reset the Nether for this world, keep everything we've done in the overworld, but then sort of do a soft restart and make a brand new base in the new Nether biomes. But that'll depend on the timing. There's another option of going back to Bedrock too, perhaps. Don't know about that yet though. But we do have RTX coming for Bedrock, so... And it does look real good. I have played it myself. Video coming on it this week, actually. Up to very little. To our standby guard duty. Have to stay near base. Don't know of anyone interesting in sheep. A 2-hour radius. Fair enough. That sounds a bit tedious. Right, let's get to like 35 levels. We'll call that where we need to be. Just arbitrarily. So, the plan for today... A couple of core things. I want to get pigs and sheep into town because we have trades set up for butcher now, so we're going to need mutton and pork to help with our trades. Don't know if we're going to bother trying to do a semi-auto pig or sheep farm. We'll probably just put a bunch in pens and try and flush the little ones down into a slaughtering area or something. But later we could convert that across if we get a Johnny. Because if you get a axe-wielding illager and you name tag him Johnny, you can use him to kind of automatically harvest animals. Which is kind of cool. So that's down the track a bit. But right now I just want to get a manual source. And of course, we're going to need the food with which to breed them, and we're also going to need the food with which to trade as well. Carrots, potatoes, beetroot, so on. And we'll set up a little manual wheat farm somewhere so I could feed the animals as well. Good morning, Anthony. How you doing? Right, one more level. New BoJack Horseman season. Well, almost all of the season came out last night. Every BoJack Horseman season has been 12 episodes. Yesterday they put up 8. And ended on a cliffhanger. Because fuck you. Don't know if it was the best BoJack Horseman has ever been, but it was still pretty damn good. Pretty emotional there for a little bit. Alright, let me have a peek over here. Hello, lurkers. I see you there. Hope you all doing well. 35, nearly 35. All minute numbers. How you doing? What else? I don't know. I think that's basically caught up. We're not too far away from finding out what the deal is with the new Threadrippers as well. The 3rd gen Threadrippers. Very excited to see what's happening there. There's some rumors floating about and some benchmarks have leaked and it looks like a pretty serious thing. And if it's a pretty serious thing and if I can get a sample, I'll be doing a full rebuild of my personal rig. Bringing it off the chassis case, Thermaltake exposed chassis case, putting it in a proper box again. Make it smaller and lighter. Less insanity on the water cooling. I'm kind of over the extreme water cooling thing now. I want to go back to a more subtle rig. Timing for iron, because they're going to run out. Damn hopper chains. Yeah. Actually, we're going to go through a few hoppers today, I think. There's a plan for automated carrot, wheat, carrot, potato, and beet farm that is going to require a fistful of hoppers. Took a bit of a squiz at a quick tutorial this morning. Going to see if I can remember how to do it. It's a pretty simple design. I should be able to remember how to do it without having to reference the tutorial. But yeah, apparently there's a way to make him work. In the new village mechanics we got with this latest round of updates. Got my iron farm all set up now, so that won't be a problem. I think I've got a pretty good stash of iron anyway. Wait. Oh, I thought he dropped something through the block there, but it was just the tip of his shovel. Oh, that's 35 levels, by the way. That's enough for him. What are we going to leave behind here? Oh, we're not actually getting that much stuff. Dump this, don't do that. Paul, thank you for the bit. Let's take string back with us as well, because I know we're running low on that. Take whatever flesh we have here as well. I'll also take those potatoes and those carrots. Okay. Now we can have our sound back. Really should sleep too, because I was AFK there for a while. Would have been a few nights and days, I think. So we might have insomnia. Yeah, I did a little bit of mining throughout the week to restock a bit on stone and gravel, and gotta think about half a stack of diamonds and. Ooh. The light went a bit dithery there as we rushed in on it. I'm running a new version of Optifine, so I'm not sure how that's affecting the... How did you get here? Can't... Did you... He still made his way out the iron door somehow. Ridiculous. That's actually maybe good for us. Because I'm thinking... We're going to set up the auto farms here, and we're going to need a villager or two for it. So let's just see if we can trap that guy for later use. Okay, so stand still, stand still. Damn it. Come on. Shove. Shove. There we go. Okay. Just keep you nice and safe. Now we have one of the perhaps 4 to 6 guys we're going to need. Might be worth making a rail system out from the village to collect the rest. I don't know. We'll find out as we go. What the? Oh, he's accessing the barrel. I don't know as he's accessing the barrel. Actually, let's just do this so zombies can't get it in from the corners. Have I done a bad here? Did I make a path? No, I think that should be fine. Zombie goes, Yeah, I could probably zombie out his, so we'll just do this. And that should stop zombies trying to be able to find their way in, right? Maybe? Do that. There we go. That should zombie-proof again. Right. Okay. Right, what was I doing? Got distracted, got confused. Alright, we need to put the stuff away. Okay, put the overflow in the wool.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Pat on the back for X-Knight's Lair.
Long time lurker back with the prime tongue.
Hell yeah, long time lurker, 26 months. I don't remember saying your name out loud very much. You must resub when I'm not streaming, you sneaky little bugger. Thank you very much for the prime sub. Get some love in the chat, please, peeps. For lurker subs. Hooray, lurker subs. What the? Green seems more intense than usual. I wonder if that's got something to do with the Nateopia. Yeah, even the blue's a bit brighter than usual, isn't it? I mean, I like it. Just not used to seeing that intense. Well, whatever. That is a cue to go to bed, though. Sun's getting awful low. Yeah. Well, the light through the glass definitely seems a little more intense than it was. The sphincter twitching moment when a lava drips in through the roof of your tunnel. Yeah. That'll get you. I wonder if it's a setting. Because I did, like I said, I installed the new version of Optifine this morning. It came out a few days back. No, we're still on Moody. No, that's still all the same. Not complaining. Looks great. Good to be back in Minecraft. I mean, all I can think about right now is the Outer Worlds, but it's still good to be back in Minecraft. Get a bit of a brain refresh from all the moral agonizing in the Outer Worlds. Okie dokie. So, I think the first thing I want to do is go collect some animals. What could possibly be difficult about that? I think we're heading over in this direction, because there's a little swamp area around there. It should be the closest place where we would find some wild spawning animals. Hopefully our cow farm and our chicken farm aren't choking out our passive mob cap too much. I might put a door in the wall as well, or a fence, so I could bring the animals in easier. Yeah, let's use a fence. Couple of gates. And while I'm here, some leads would be useful. Do it the easy way instead of trying to bait them back with food like I did last time. So I didn't have any leads. All right, while we're here, actually that's a perfect match. Power flame. There we go. Right on it. What else we got? Punch flame power. I wonder if we got room for both. So let's try it this way first. Costs us 12. And we get power 5 flame. Other way around, costs us 12. We get the same, okay. And can we do this? Too expensive. Damn. Alright, we're almost all repaired anyway. That'll do. There's something else we should try and do today. We'll reset the librarians and see if we can get mending. Oh, I should restock my arrows a little bit while I'm here. Doink. Don't think I'm going to need a name tag with me. Okay. Let's go animal hunting. Are you liking the ones? I sure am, Silent Hill. Spent the first, maybe first 20 minutes of today's stream, and we're like 26 minutes into the stream, just singing the praises of that amazing game. I'm trying to find an area where we're level here. It should work. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. We'll just do double gate for paranoia. Oh, I don't have double gates for paranoia. I'm going to get another gate. Just don't want any sight lines. Just in case there's a villager wandering by and there's a skelly wandering by at the same time. Don't want them to be able to see each other. But yeah, happily, we'll talk more about Outer Worlds if you have specific inquiries and questions. But yeah, long story short is I'm loving the absolute piss out of it. It is easily one of the best games I've played. Without qualifier, actually. I was going to say this year, and then I was thinking, well, in years, but you know what? Just unqualified. It's awesome. Alright, so let me just do this so I can actually find that nice and easy. We'll leave ourselves some breadcrumbs. What do you think of the Fallout 76 fiasco? Yeah, I think what everyone else thinks. It's ridiculous, but it's Bethesda, so kind of... What did you expect? Hardly a surprise, really. It's offensive and it's ugly, but it's Bethesda. I might actually just bridge across here. Because I've been up and down these valleys a few times. So I'm gonna just make a little quick and dirty bridge. 49 cobblestone. Is that going to be enough? We'll find out. We should do it double wide as well if we're going to bring animals across it. Just for safety. Bethesda will Bethesda. Sure will. I mean, and you know me, I gave Fallout 76 every fucking chance. And I still like it in certain ways. Like, we were talking yesterday when we were playing the Outer Worlds, actually, about how good I think the map and general sort of environmental design of 76 is. I think that's wonderful. And if it had a solid game built over the top of it, it would be amazing. Unfortunately, well, speaking of unfortunate, we just ran out. Not an unsolvable problem. Let's do this to make it slightly easier. And almost get a bit squirrely when you try and lead them up. There we go, that should work fine. I think there should be a path through here. Down by a river, right? No, where's the river gone? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this should work. We'll be able to lead animals through here. If we can find them. Recently didn't the horse armor meme originate from Oblivion? Sure did. I'm not sure whether that was the original useless bit of cosmetic DLC microtransaction stuff, but it was certainly the one that made itself into a meme. Definitely going to get it, not sure which platform. Need more games for the Switch, because that's the only system I have with me for months. Not sure when I... Well, The Outer Worlds? Not actually out on the Switch yet. We're not getting that till next year sometime. I'm thinking I'm going to buy it again, though. I got it on PC, obviously. First-person shooter, mouse and keyboard. Just the only sensible choice. Actually, I was playing it in 4K last night. I've been playing it 1440p for the stream. Because that's what the, that's what the secondary system I use for the stream is capable of doing. Right off the bat, we got some pigs. Awesome. We even got 2 of them. Let's not gloss over that. How easy was that? But yeah, I played it on the main system last night at 4K. Oh, it won't blow your head off at 4K, because the graphics aren't the best you'll ever see in a game, but lovely and crispy. Wait, did I? God damn it. Broke the leads. You'd like recent Tomb Raider games if you like Uncharted? Yeah. Well, it's the other way around, really. Uncharted games took their cue from Tomb Raider. But they just did a modern version of it sooner than Tomb Raider did a modern version of Tomb Raider. Always makes me laugh when I see the younger generation of gaming thinking that Tomb Raider somehow owes itself to Uncharted instead of the other way around, because they were exposed to Uncharted first. Don't get me wrong, the modernized Tomb Raider games do owe a lot to Uncharted in the way they updated themselves, but yeah, it's absolutely the other way around of whom inspired whom. Come on. Don't be silly little piggies. There we go. Easy piggy. Don't fall off the edge. Like he wants to jump. So you're considering on the PS4 and the Switch? Yeah, if you don't have PC, I think the PS4... wait, where's our safe path down? PS4 seems to be the more solid option as far as performance goes. With the exception of the Xbox One X. Which apparently has a few problems, but they'll be patched out, I expect, very quickly. The Xbox One X is inherently more powerful than the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. Where was my path up? Oh, I'll get you down anyway. I must have gone that way. Must have missed my stairs. What was I saying? Steer them away from the lava. These pigs are dumb. Crap, I don't have time for this. Alright, looks like we're just beating sundown. Come on, second pig. That couldn't have gone much smoother. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright. I'll just tie you guys up there, I guess. What could possibly harm you? Right, I forgot what I was talking about in all the commotion. Well, I say commotion. In all the skeleton. On deployment 4 months next year. Can't really take Xbox PS4. So Switch shall be. Not sure I want to wait till next year for Outer Worlds. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I got done PC, obviously. But I'm going to buy it again on Switch, I expect. Just so I can have it on Switch. So if I ever have a long international flight again... or I just want to curl up in bed with it, or, you know... I feel like the devs have earned a second purchase. I enjoyed it so much. Plus, I'm just kind of curious to see how it goes on Switch. And of course, with thumbsticks, I won't be as shooty. Just inherently because shooty is bad here with the sticks. So it'll be a very, very different playthrough that I'll be doing on that. Okay, let's do this. So I know that's my path, so I don't get skewered around again. Bit concerned how loud my Switch fan gets now, though. Just making stuff like really. I haven't noticed that with mine. Maybe it just needs a clean. Yeah, so actually, speaking of replaying games, I think we talked about this yesterday as well, or maybe the stream before. But yeah, been watching a bit of South Park recently, just as you know, in idle background time kind of thing. Been making me think about the games, replaying them. Oh damn! I thought we might have got lucky with the sheep there, but nope. Do we take you back? We have 2 to breed up with. I think we kill you to try and increase our chances of sheep. Right. Don't see any critters down there, do you guys? What's that? More pigs. Okay. What's that area? I don't think I've ever been to that area over there. It looks kind of pretty, doesn't it? Crystal clear water next to the swamp. I like it. Gotta sort of reach out for a second. Okay. Let's just try and go back and forth a few times and see if we can get a sheep to spawn up here in the easy spot. Sorry, I'm like, hey Jason, how you doing? Makes an actual buzzing noise when it runs hard, like the fan's unbalanced something? Yeah, okay, so the fan's either the bearings are prematurely wearing, or there might be a bit of gunk in there that it's buzzing against. Might be time for a bit of a clean. If you're not super confident with dismantling it, to manually clean it, you could always, it's not really recommended, but you could always give a little blast of compressed air with one of those little straw applicators. Straight into the vents. Just a little quick blast. Not the smartest thing to do, but it might be just enough to dislodge if there is gunking it up. Replaying Fractured But Hold on the Switch, finishing off playthrough on PS4 at the same time. Going for the token experience system. Yeah, cool. Ooh, is that a... No, it's not. Sorry, Spanish-speaking Robin. I'm Australian, and we don't really have much call to learn Spanish. And if I could remember what was Spanish for sorry dude, I would say that, but I can't remember it right now. Is it scusi? It's me scusi, right? I think. Don't have compressed air. Have a rocket. Yeah, you can try the rocket blower. I mean, certainly not going to do any damage using the rocket blower. Absolute worst case scenario, you move the dust and it makes the buzzing slightly worse. Then you just try again. Yeah, give the rocket blower. Actually, that's probably even a smarter idea now that I really think about it. Rocket blower plan 1. I was Italian, was it? Damn. It was the right part of the world, at least. Summer in Europe. I actually really confused someone when I said something like that. It wasn't so long ago, actually. But yeah, we're talking about Spanish. And I said, oh, you know, a lot of European language have, whatever it was, there was something in common. And she looked at me and she goes, it's not in Europe. It's on the American continent. I mean, no, the actual Spain, dear. Not Mexico, where they speak Spanish, but Spain, where they came up with the language. Should have seen her face when she realized the catastrophic error she had just made and embarrassed herself. Inconsolable embarrassment. Alright. I'm just coming back because the sun's getting low and I don't want to be out there. Actually, we should take a bed with us. That's what we should do. Pardon. Pardon? Pardon. I don't know how to do the inflection, the pronunciation right. A variation of pardon. Have you been to Europe? Kind of. I went to the UK. Went to England. Went to London specifically. A couple of years back. On a media trip thingy. So yeah, I haven't been to sort of mainland Europe, but been in the right area. I mean, I think technically Great Britain is still Europe right now. Not sure for how much longer, but sorry, that's a Brexit joke for those of you who don't keep up on the political situations of the world. Pardon my French. Okay, so either Spanish-speaking person doesn't realize that I'm telling them I can't speak Spanish, or they're just being kind of ignorant right now, but if they don't cut it out, I'm gonna time them out, because just speaking a completely different language at someone is kind of rude when they can't understand you. And for all I know, you could be saying some really nasty shit in chat, so I'm not going to take that risk. So if you do habla de inglés, cut it out. Oh, look at Skunk again. Google Translate to the rescue, I'm expecting. Till the end of the month, till the end of the month, you're still European. After that, fuck this. Just float away. Just up anchor and float away from Europe. What a world that would be If continents could just drift, I mean, much faster than they do. They obviously do drift, but if like the island of Great Britain could literally just up anchor and put a couple outboards on the back, decide they want to be part of Asia or North America or something. Imagine the political situation of the world if island continents could just up anchor. What would Australia do? What would Tasmania do? Would Tasmania up anchor and join itself to the mainland? Or would they stay separate little island state? I grew up there. I suspect they would stay separate. As much as the people there bitch about being isolated from the mainland, I think they like feeling special. He's not understand enough Spanish just to know if he's asking if anyone understands him. Because he's... Yeah, or, yeah, that'd be the other option. Australia just goes, bye, Tassie! We're going to Japan! You can maybe go over, say hi to New Zealand. Join the other tiny island. Actually, I think Tasmania might be in on that. Go join New Zealand. Bloody hell. Can't hit these good for crap. There we go. That was a weird piece of lag there. Wow, what does the boy got to do to get some sheep? Speaking of New Zealand. Haha. Oh, we're making daylight saving jokes? Yeah. I never worry about daylight savings anymore. Every clock I have just automatically updates itself. And I don't have like a 9 to 5 job I need to be up on time for. So, yeah. Gaining or losing an hour when daylight savings rolls around is basically irrelevant to me. Add to that I'm an insomniac and my sleeping patterns are never regular anyway. Doesn't really matter when I get up. You had active time dilation in Minecraft, like it. Oh yeah, I've spec'd into the combat stuff enough to where I get super cool weak point, critical damage, and hints when I go into active time dilation or tactical time dilation. I think it is, isn't it? TTL, yeah, TTD, tactical time dilation. Oh my god. I also got a really good auto gun, which I put melty plasma damage on, and a bunch of upgrades to reduce spread and increase range and all that kind of stuff. And that combination of this sweet little gun and my weak point targeting and damage boosters mean that even a mega Mantiqueen, or what is it, ultimate Mantiqueen? There was some big version of a Mantiqueen. A heavy version of a Mantiqueen. It was just mega. It was something. Mega ultra super duper. But yeah, went into tactical time and just blew her head clean off in about 15 seconds flat. She didn't even get close to me. First thing I did was blind her, so she didn't even shoot at me. It was sweet. Yeah, so spent all this time being terrified of running into Mantiqueens because they get compared to Deathclaws, and they pretty much are kind of a Deathclaw kind of monster. You know, they stand at least twice your height. They're a big, super aggressive predator. But yeah, the Deathclaws scared the shit out of me in Fallout because they're a huge threat. At least they were to the way I was playing. I wasn't really built to deal with them. outside of throwing a small tactical nuke their way from a distance. But yeah, the way I'm set up right now in Outer Worlds, I just melt their faces. It's awesome. Oh, come on now, game. Give me a sheep. I hate Deathclaws. Deathclaws, yeah. Nobody likes a Deathclaw. Oh, except for that one friendly one. Well, kind of friendly. If you never found it in Fallout 4... Was it Fallout 4 or was it... It might have been New Vegas. I never actually found it myself, but I was watching a playthrough. I think it was Many a True Nerd was doing a playthrough. It might have been Fallout 4, it might have been New Vegas. But there is one friendly Deathclaw. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was Fallout 4 now I think about it. There's one friendly Deathclaw that you... I think that there's something hidden in her cave. In her little home cave you had to go get. Something along those lines anyway. God, I wish I could remember. Yeah, it was Fallout 4, right, cool. Yeah, I don't think I ever found her. But I was watching her, like I said, I was watching a playthrough where someone else did. I was like, oh, that's kind of a fun idea. To be honest, I'd love to see an enemy of a Deathclaw. Yeah, that's something else I've been enjoying too. The little loading screen things for the Outer Worlds, where they have those little anatomical dissection drawings of some of the various creatures. It's kind of a cute little detail. It always makes me wonder, did they make those for the game, or are they from the development of the game? Or perhaps they're sort of redrawn versions of something they designed in development when they were thinking about how the creatures would work. Kind of hope it's a bit of both. Alright, we're not having much luck getting some critters to spawn. We might try a different direction. Oops, daisy. Love if they remastered New Vegas. And I'd forgive Bethesda. Well, I mean, the Outer Worlds kind of is, in some ways, a spiritual remastering of New Vegas. The devs certainly consider it a spiritual successor, at least. But I think I said... I think it was in one of my videos where I was doing... Well, what if Fallout 4 was on the Switch, and I was running it at, you know, graphical settings that I thought the Switch would, the version would be. Might have also been the Skyrim video. But I remember mentioning, and I think we talked about it on stream a few times, that I wouldn't have been surprised if for the anniversary, October last year, we had the, was it 15-year anniversary? I was half expecting a port for the Switch of New Vegas. That never happened. And I remember saying, if it came to the Switch, that would be my opportunity to go back and play it. Give me a real good excuse. You gotta be real careful around here, because there are raiders and pillagers in these woods. There's a little cotton house there, and there's the tower. Do you have any sheep? There's one of the guys on guard. Do you have milk? I do not have milk, no. Actually, that's another thing we have to do. I have to rebuild my adventure box. I can't remember where I left it. Somewhere in the world, there's a shulker box full of all my emergency tools. I gotta fucking find it. Ooh, sheep! Kind of tricky to get to, but at least we found some. Worst case scenario, we'll kill those guys, so hopefully they respawn somewhere else. Yeah, we're a pretty good distance away. Over some pretty tricky terrain. Might give them a little bop on the nose with some arrows. See if we can get some more convenient ones to spawn. So like I said, the passive animal farms in the base are probably choking off how many wild passes we get. Oh, 3 for 3. Oh, I knew I'd missed the last one. There we go. If you took down the tower, would the traders still respawn? I think so, yeah, because I think the way the spawning works for those guys is it works like an ocean monument in that it's not the structure that spawns them, but the area that triggered the structure to spawn. But I kind of like the tower though, so I'm leaving it up. I think it's a cool looking thing. Alright. I need to refight the dragon at some point. I'm desperate for Elytra. I just want Elytra. I'm so sad that the 2 end cities we've found so far, neither one have had Elytra in them. Heartbreaking. Refight the dragon? Yeah, you can respawn the dragon. You can make a special crystal, and you need 4 of them. And you can trigger the dragon to respawn. And with that you get a brand new portal to a new area of the outlying end, whereupon you can find new end cities. Here we go. Getting a bit dark here. Actually, I might just take a nap right here. Really want Fallout 3 on New Vegas on the Switch? Yeah, you and a lot of people. There's a lot of comments on my video. Like I said, I don't remember exactly which video I made the comments on, but I remember there's a lot of comments from other people on that video saying, absolutely, I wish. Because, of course, New Vegas is considered by most hardcore Fallout peeps as their favorite in the series. Whereas me, I haven't actually played it. I jumped on board with Fallout 4. Which upsets some Fallout people, because Fallout 4 was much more of a shooter than an RPG. Well, the balance had shifted more towards shooter than RPG than New Vegas ever was. And the hardcore Fallout people kind of lamented that shift a little bit. Some more than others. And playing Outer Worlds now, which again, spiritual successor to New Vegas, I'm starting to see their point more and more vividly. When Fallout 4 came out, I was playing it, I went, this is fantastic, I love this game. I'm having a blast! What an adventure! What a fantastic little, what you know, dialogue and complicated moral dilemmas. Hooray! And I thought, well, if there was slightly less shooting and slightly more of that, what possible difference could it really make? But yeah, I think I see their point more in brighter contrast and color than ever before. Because if the Outer Worlds gameplay style reflects New Vegas the way most people say it does, then yeah. I understand why people were less thrilled about Fallout 4 than I was. It's all about context, isn't it? That said, you could also consider me lucky that I got to enjoy Fallout 4 on its own terms. Damn, I thought that was a sheep right there. Without going into it with the bias that New Vegas and 3 would have given me. It means I enjoyed Fallout 4 more than most people. Not having any expectations in any other direction. Come on. Carefully scanning for movement. More pigs. Alright, let's get rid of those pigs now. Stop hogging the mob cap. See what it did there? That's pig puns right there. Hello. Success. Alright, where'd you go? Hey. Run away from me. There we go. Oh. Excellent. Now I just have to figure out how to get you guys home from down here. I'm sure I tried Fallout 3, but found it quite complex. Yeah, that's the only thing that worries me about going to Fallout 3 or Fallout's... I mean, not the complexity, but going back to New Vegas or something, you know, finally giving it a go, is its age. It's going to show its age in some of these systems and things, quality of life things, especially compared to Outer Worlds now, of course, which has a lot of lovely quality of life stuff that makes life just a bit nice when you're trying to do some typical RPG things, like inventory management I spoke about before is wonderful. Alright, I think we're getting away with this. Though I appear to have lost a lead. Whee! Alright, took a bit of patience, but we got there. And Re76 can understand why they wanted to charge private servers. Oh yeah, I mean, I never expected to get private servers for free. That is not why I am angry about it. And it's not why anyone else with any sense is angry about it. I would have happily paid a reasonable price for private servers. The reason people are angry is not only is it not a reasonable price, but they've tied it in to a bunch of other stuff. They've paywalled it behind a subscription service for a bunch of other stuff that I just don't give a fuck about. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to have a bunch of atoms forced upon me, so I get tricked into using the Atom Store, which they're hoping means, yeah, the more people use the Atom Store, oh, didn't get quite enough bits from the subscription, better buy some, and all that kind of bullshit. No, if it was like what Minecraft do, like what Mojang do, with the realms. Small monthly fee, or quarterly fee, which is perfectly reasonable, just for having some, you know, for the cost of running a server, because, you know, servers are not free to run. I would have been quite happy. I might have even gone back to Fallout 76. If it was just a reasonable, isolated, you know, private world, monthly or quarterly or yearly subscription sort of thing. But not with all the other stuff they've tied it to and hidden it behind, and it's just sleazy what they've done. Just sleazy. Especially considering the private worlds are not actually private worlds. God damn it. They're like recycling old server saves from multiplayer stuff. Like people, idiots who gave their money away to these scumbags have gone into their quote-unquote private servers to find out that there are dead NPCs and quests already half done and places that are looted dry and just come on. Really didn't want to go into 76 rant, but we found ourselves there anyway, didn't we? Not to mention their quote-unquote unlimited storage, which again, kind of goes against the original promise of, oh, we're only doing cosmetic stuff. But no, now you can actually just flat out pay for unlimited storage, even though from day one people have been complaining about the limited storage in that game. Now they can do limited, they've figured out, because originally their excuse was, oh, we can't figure out how to do unlimited storage. There's too much strain on the servers. We don't want it to crash. But now they're doing unlimited storage. Oh no, you have to pay for it. $100 a year for unlimited storage. Fuck you. No. How about fuck you? Um, 46, 50, yeah, $50 a year for private server on Fallout 76. That'd be pretty reasonable. I think people would be pretty happy with that. Except the console people who already pay $50 a year for the various, you have to pay this to be online kind of fees in the first place. That kind of doubles the price. But yeah, PC people would be happy. Bethesda ain't getting them or my money unless Fallout 3 on New Vegas comes to Switch. Yeah. But even then, you have to imagine they would be so tempted to just jam in a bunch of microtransaction bullshit to those games as well. So even then, I would wait. Would not do it day one. If they did a remaster or re-release of New Vegas, I would absolutely wait at least 2 months. Just because that's the tactic these days. Instead of putting microtransactions there on day one, so it's part of the review process, they patch it in later, after all the reviews are out, and after everyone's made the decision on whether or not to buy the game. Then they start sneaking in that stuff. Oh, it's so creepy. Makes me so angry. EA is a fucking cunt for it. $100 a year is like Amazon. Oh yeah, I would. I mean, in fact, I do pay for Amazon Prime. But yeah, that's easily better value. Easily better value. Oh yeah, and the fridge. Forgot about the fridge. Putting the fridge behind the paywall to keep all your food fresh. Yeah. Fuck you. Alright, we have our sauce pig and our sauce sheeps. Now, where are we going to put the farm? Original thought was out back here, so let's see what's going on. Kind of wanted away from the main base, so we're not dealing with the noise constantly. Oh, hello. Get a couple of baited... Go on. Finish burning to death, would you? Oh, Christ, there's a villager in there. Wait, how did you survive the lava?
Hey, Krillin!
Oh,
Hey, Krillin!
you sneaky little
Hey,
bugger.
Krillin! What? Someone followed.
Look at this.
Why me?
Thank you for the follow. Ultra 6. Sneaky little bugger. He's just outside of the range of that lava. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. Because the golems are so big, they can't avoid that. But villager, yeah. Why would a villager voluntarily walk towards a zombie and then fall in here? Oh well. Alright, yeah, like I said, the original plan was to put the pig and sheep farm somewhere over here. In this kind of area. I thought so, we should do that. Yeah, because we could path off this. So we could path straight to them from here just to go and feed them. And we'll put them against this wall here. Yeah. Alright, so... mission number 1 is, I think we take this down a level here. Let's step it back over there. Pod for pigs, pod for sheep. Don't need to be too big. I might try a flushing system, so we... Ooh, how are we going to do this? I have no plans for this, as you may imagine. What I want to do is set up a breeding pod that the babies flush into a little kill zone for us. How do I want to do this exactly? First, we'll have a little area like that for the sheep to sit in. And if we have flowing water over the grass, we should still be able to eat it, right? Alright, let's just start with little breeding pens. And then we'll figure out what to do afterwards, so yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some basic breeding pens done. Build walls around those. Starting to summon a plan into the brain. If only melting down villagers gave you emeralds. Yeah, right? I mean, the villagers will occasionally drop an emerald when you kill them. Why not the villagers? That would be pretty OP though, because you can get villagers to breed up pretty quickly in this game now. Okay, let's see. Might do smooth stone around the edges. We'll pair it with some dark oak. Lanterns on the corners. Oh wait, there we go. That should be enough for a basic little... I don't want to kill that chicken. That chicken has been wandering around since before we built the village. Leave the chicken alone. Probably not the same chicken, but I like to think it is. But yeah, that chicken pre-exists my entire structural endeavors in this place. That chicken was there before the walls. We walled that chicken in. Where's he gone? Should be hanging out here forever. Leave the chicken alone. Actually, let's space this out a little bit further apart. I don't want the fences to join. Grass is growing. Koozies. I think we might eventually get rid of the gate and replace it with the carpet trick for getting in and out if we need to. And let's do that to stop the curious villagers wandering in there and getting in my way. Because you know they will. Put a roof over these things eventually too, maybe. Do something fancier. Yeah, that's a bit weird, doesn't it?
Sophisticated apparatus in every culture.
Just do this for now.
Well, it's clear that it must be in every culture. The world
Alright, that'll do for getting the guys in and out.
in every culture.
I can imagine New Vegas having microtransaction gambling. Pay so many bits per shot with the one-armed bandits for more bits, yeah. That's the only thing that really terrifies me about a port and or remake. Why can't I see your leads? That'd be weird. Where do I go? Would she? Come on. Here, boy. Here we go. Here, biggie, 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 biggie. Okay. In you come. My God, that was... actually painless. Our charming Swedish chef. That was more Ernie.
Sophisticated apparatus.
That little skit they did where Bert and Ernie went fishing, and Ernie was like, "Here, fishy, 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 fishy," and the fish would jump into the boat.
The
And Bert was predictably perplexed and annoyed. Because that's not how you're supposed to be fishing. And he furrowed his brow and he squished his face. In the way that Bert does. Right then, are the sheep going to be as equally well behaved? Dime in the sky, any Lucy's? What? I mean, I get the reference, but I don't get the context. Who's Lucy? What made you think of that? Come on now. It really is ridiculous how easily leads break in this game. Come on. Go your little sheepy butt through the door, please. There you go. There you go. Good sheep. He's a good sheep. I saw you making a beeline for that door, you little bitch. Just stay. You stay. Cat! Can I put a cat on a lead? Library cat. Can we get a library cat? Can I herd it into the library? I want a library cat. We have a library cat. Eee. The way the moon was tilted, I see. Okay, sure. Accused two of my cubs of being Stellar and Waldorf acts. Just looked at me in confusion. Yeah. I don't know. What would be the equivalent for kids to relate to these days than Statler and Waldorf? Don't know. Maybe from We Bear Bears. Ice Bear is pretty dry. Quite on the same level as Statler and Waldorf, though, is it? Brett the boy, how you doing, man? Welcome into the stream. Okay. What have we got? I'll take some of those carrots to start breeding up the pigs. And am I seriously out of wheat? Am I all out of wheat? Wow. I am literally all out of wheat.
Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! What? Someone followed.
Speaking of Ice Bear, thank you for the follow, Ice.
Why me? Quack!
Oh wait, I need some dirt. I still need a hoe. I'm gonna replace the natural sugarcane farm in the pond back there, where they make to wheat farm for the time being. Because the next thing we're gonna do is start building an automated farm, so we need some resources to get going with that anyway. What have I done with my hoe? Lost my hoe again. Always lose my hoes. There it is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the sugarcane farm in place because we're still using that for paper trades and we're going to need lots of paper when we reset the librarian to try and get mending. So we'll make a little temporary wheat farm somewhere else. Back here should do fine. Not much room. Try and get at least a full, excuse me, a full patch. Feeling old? Remember when there were new Muppet Show episodes almost every week? Can't think of one equivalent, or but then it's a long time since I watched kids TV. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we can just put a bunch of wheat by the side here. That one might be... Yeah, that should be close enough. This might even look pretty cool, eh? We might leave it. Give it all that golden wheat. Do we care if a villager harvests and make bread? Yeah, I'm not going to fence it off. I'm going to see what happens. I'm kind of curious. I suspect this might be too far out. Let's see if it dries up. No big deal. It's not as if wheat seeds are precious. Speaking of, we're out. Just remember when I was a kid watching stuff like Sailor Moon and Pokemon Digimon. Not know it was an anime. Yeah, I don't know when I first learned the word anime. It might have been with Neon Genesis Evangelion. No, it would have been before that, actually. So I remember referring to it as a new anime to my friends. But it was certainly after Astro Boy. Like the 80s Astro Boy. Not the more recent one they made, which is just not nearly as good. And not the original Astro Boy anime series, which was from the 60s and was in black and white. That's how old that was. Oh. Are you thinking about planting carrots in my wheat farm here, champ? Is that what you're up to? Because I know your inventory's full of carrots. Maybe he's just curious to see what's going on here. A new farm in my territory? How dare you? Where'd he go? Well, there you are. Yeah, I didn't think of that. He might cross-pollinate my farm here with carrots from his inventory. Oh, need to fix that up. Doink. Any other spots? Wonder if I did that. Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on. Wait. Oh, no, never mind. There it is. I lost the compost bin for a second there. I thought it was on this side. I was like, where is it? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna need some dirt faces for that, please, subs. Go ahead and spam that. Black and White Astro Boy's best spot. I've never actually seen much of the Black and White series. I've seen the first 2 episodes of the Black and White one because I wanted to see how it compared to the color series. my preference is for the 80s color one, of course, because that's what I grew up with. Pretty sure that was the first honest to god anime I ever properly watched either. I might have seen a bit here and there of some other stuff, but nothing that sticks in memory. Right, so we'll wait on the wheat, but we do have carrots for the pigs, so let's go do that. Wrong way. Oh yeah, Battle of the Planets? Yes. I actually rewatched Star Blazers earlier this year. It holds up pretty well. I mean, it is what it is. From the era where anime was not treated with super duper respect by the translators. They would often change characters, change the story, make it up as they go. Somewhat most notoriously in Sailor Moon, where there was a trans character where they just kind of wrote them into a her. Yeah, shall we have the Robotech versus Star Blazers talk? How many hardcore anime people do we have in the chat? Who wants to get into that one? In Pokemon, when a Brock's yeah, that's the more recent classic example of shitty translations. Calling onigiri donuts, or rice balls, for those of you who don't know the Japanese term for it. I mean, of all the things, let's just assume they were right in thinking, well, we don't want to confuse our young audience by introducing onigiri. They have no idea what that is because they're American and they're ignorant of everything. Of all the things they could have said it was donuts. It looks exactly nothing like a donut. Not the same color, not the same shape, not even the same approximate size. If they just said rice ball, or even sandwich, it looks vaguely like a, quarter of a sandwich when you cut it in triangles. It's about that size. But of all the things, donuts. And yeah, I mean, just call it a rice ball. People know what rice is. And then people go, oh, I've never had a rice ball. What's a rice ball? Is it just a ball of rice? Or is it something more? And they look it up, or they ask a grown-up, or then they learn something about the world. And by the way, they also discover one of my favorite snacks. I fucking love onigiri. There's a little Japanese convenience store in the middle of the city here. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is, just in case I've got other city people in the chat, because they don't make many. They do make them fresh in the store. So fresh, sometimes they've even had warm ones. And they are fucking delicious. They make them so good. Actually, if you're ever in Tokyo, even the onigiri you get from 7-Eleven are amazing. There's a creeper in your sheep paddock. Well, get out your bow and arrow. Take care of that bitch. Actually, I know what I'll do. I'm just going to speed up some of the sweet production so I can breed up these sheeps a little bit. There we go. Plenty of bone meal. Let's do Yamato versus Macross. Yeah. And there's some muddy territory in the ancient anime days. Thankfully these days, pretty much most of the dubs that we get are not only well written, very often with the inputs of the original Japanese production team, but they're also much better performed than they used to be. That said, Macross and Battleship Yamato and all that 80s stuff we were just talking about, a fair whack of it is pretty damn well performed. It's just not very well written or rewritten in places. Macross holds up pretty good though, for its in context with its age and the era in which it was produced. It's still pretty fun. Oh, Rick. Oh, that chicken left us an egg. Nom, nom. Baby sheep, doop, 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 baby sheep. Sorry for putting that in your head. You guys ready to breed again yet? Doink. Doink. Wait a second. Why does baby sheep have black face when both its parents have white face? Did we just breed a racist sheep? Is he doing blackface for Halloween? Is it a racially insensitive sheep? What do we do? How do we deal with that? Maybe it's a recessive gene. Maybe it's like eye color. Tends to be a recessive gene. Hang on a sec. Automod got something there. Automod held a message for reason identity. Oh, what did you use that triggered the identity filter? I've tried making onigiri myself. Turns out a little dry. I'd love to find somewhere that makes them I don't know why. I mean, there's a couple of spelling mistakes in there. Maybe that was. Can't see anything that would have triggered though. Allow. Weird. I didn't even know that Automod had identity filters in it. Most of the stuff it catches are just people trying to swear. Because, I swear in my channel, so sometimes you guys swear when you post messages, and sometimes, depending on the swearer, that gets caught. Oh, it was the misspelling of onigiri that caught it. O-N-I-G-E-R-I is what you spelled. And it's I-R-I. How is onigiri a bad word when spelled that way? Maybe the chat filters are programmed by someone who used to work for 4Kids. No rice balls in the chat. Myself laugh on that one. Not ready yet. Okay. You're not ready yet either. All right, let's build this out a little bit more. How do we want to do this exactly? Well, for a start, I think I want to protrude it a little bit, so I've got a little platform to stand on. And let's go get. Do we have dirt? I have dirt. Yeah, I think we get rid of this. We'll leave this gap back here, though. If I'm making a rice bowl with a bit of extra water, cook a bit longer, makes it less dry onigiri. Yeah, that's one of the tricks to good onigiri is you got to get the rice right. It's got to be the right texture, the right water content, and you got to get the salt right. Can't be too salty or not salty enough, because that'll just ruin it as well. I mean, rice balls seem like such a simple thing, but it's amazingly easy to just not do them very well. I've tried a few times myself to make them, and I can do a pretty good job. Not nearly as good a job as, you know, the average Japanese mum, but good enough for me. Just as I have a plate of them in my fridge as snack food for, you know, they're usually gone within the day, I have to admit, but sometimes I try and make them last a couple of days. How do I want to do with this? Yeah, I think I want to come across at least to about there. Yeah, that feels alright. Maybe come across the edge as well, actually. Yeah, the first time I made onigiri, I didn't get the rice nearly sticky enough, so they just would not stick together. It was less of a rice ball and more of a handful of loose rice. I mean, it was still tasty because I got the salt right, but I also overdid the filling a little bit. I went for the tuna and Kewpie mayonnaise type of filling, and I used a little bit too much Kewpie mayo. It was a little bit overpowering on the tuna. I like to try some dashi, yeah. Never tried to make my own dashi. All my miso soup has just come from powder. Got sushi rice at the moment, need more. Yeah, I actually make my onigiri with jasmine rice, which is, you know, not exactly traditional, but I actually prefer jasmine rice. Just a little bit of extra sweetness to it. The other thing that helps me out these days, of course, is I've got that clever little smart rice cooker thing, which, you know, does various levels of pressure cooking and various levels of holding heat for certain times throughout the cooking cycle. So sometimes it's a lower heat and sometimes it's a higher heat to do various things to the way the starch in the rice reacts, and it just makes consistently delicious rice.
It's not the best choice.
Oh, it's working today.
It's Spacer's choice.
It didn't work yesterday. I set it up for the Outer World stream yesterday. That little Spacer's Choice chime. It didn't work. It's working today. Oh, thank you very much for the sub right there, Nick James Butch. Am I supposed to pronounce that bitch? Nick James bitch? As in it's a Rick James reference? Because if so, that's pretty funny. I'm Rick James, bitch! Man, haven't heard that joke in ages. Thank you for the sub. Well done on the name. It is a Rick James reference. Excellent. Well played. That feels pretty good. Let's just slap some torches here because we did take it down a couple of lanterns. Until we figure out what our lighting situation is going to be. Actually, I should probably do that back here too. Alright then. Actually, what we might do is we'll do this little lantern thing on the corners here. Might look cool. Let's go get some. Oh no, I did get some. Alright, I just tore some down. Didn't get some, I just happen to have some. Whee! Alright, sorry, yeah, let's splash some love in the chat there for that sub. From Nick Jamesvich. Let's see here. Probably tear this one down, I think. Doop. 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 It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. For filling, I tend to favor things like pickled ginger. Yeah, that's pretty good. I haven't tried onigiri with dried fruit. I mean, aside from the plum, obviously, but that's not dried. Spicy tuna mayo, sriracha. Yeah, that's pretty good. Strict amount of personal taste. That also some mixed rice seasoning. Yeah, I usually do a bit of rice seasoning on the outside. I haven't made my own onigiri with the seasoning mixed into the rice, but I usually just sprinkle some over a plate and just sort of dunk one side in. I don't think I actually like the way those lanterns look. Too many of them, I think. Let's try just ones on the outside. And maybe put one in here. It's a bit better. I think this needs to be set way back. There we go. That balance is a bit nicer. I feel like we should put a border around this as well. Maybe red brick. We go red brick through the middle here, and then red brick across here. I want to try the red brick, because we did just get a bunch of brick from the trades we were making, so let's go try it. My field of view is somewhat wider today. It should be the same. I haven't changed it. No, still at 80. That's what I usually play at. Most seasoning, but it's expensive. Yeah, decent stuff can be. You can get it reasonably cheapy sometimes. For what it is, it's pretty expensive. By weight, it's pretty expensive, I think. Camera field of view, not Minecraft. No, I think it's just slightly... Because I had to... There we go. Had to move it for the green screen we were doing, but yeah, I think that's the framing that's usually at. You usually see sort of kind of half that helmet. But no, the camera hasn't moved. Lens is the same. I think it's just because I squished it for the green screen. What was I doing? All right, red brick. Is not enough, but it's enough to see if we like it. And the camera's also slightly higher than it usually is as well. Again, for the green screen. There we go. So you are pretty sensitive to that stuff, aren't you, Ray? No need to apologise. I just find it kind of fun that most people wouldn't even notice. I set up the camera and I didn't notice. I'm usually reasonably sensitive about that stuff. Whoops, daisy. think I like it. If we team this with some red roof of some kind, maybe red wool or concrete, just to sort of balance out the color temperature here, could look pretty cool, I think. Yeah, let's keep going. We can always take it away if we need to. I mean, I'm an audio tech, normally pretty observant. What was that puff of smoke down there? But it was just this torch right here. Only a few blocks shy, actually. One I tried, liked, it's not likely to be all that popular, was wrapping the rice around a pitted prune. Sweeter than usual fillings. Nice sort of dessert. I mean, that's not an unusual topping. It's usually a plum, though, in Japan. Not a prune directly. I'm not being insane, right? Prunes are dried plums, right? Or am I getting confused? Plums and prunes. Same thing. Treated different. I feel like I might be being stupid. But yeah, the plum in an onigiri is not uncommon for a sweeter one. Not a huge fan of ginger myself, not even pickled ginger for the usual palate cleanser. Leave the back empty. Oh yeah, that feels a bit better now that we're close to it all in mind. Right. Let's think about what I'm going to do with the roofs here. Actually, before we do that, we should be ready for another breed cycle. Let's inbreed us some animals. Harvest yet? Pretty slow. Alright, let's go take a nap. My light's yellow. There we go. That felt like it lasted slightly longer than it should have. I've set the lights to go for 5 seconds. That was a long 5 seconds. Japanese plums, so nothing like the plums used in making prunes. I finally want to get the be far too bitter for my taste. That's the other thing we have to do. We have to build a new wall of death. Oh wait, I was going to grab some... Man, I wish we had concrete slabs. Speaking of slabs, actually. That's a thought. about adding them to your Tomb of Shame grave. What, adding what to my grave of shame? I don't know what you're talking about. Adding what to the grave of shame? Last thing I remember talking about was plums. Oh, the heads. No, because there's no shame in taking those things out. They're rewards. We could maybe build the wall for them over there, though. Kind of like having it in town, though, so I can keep looking at it. What is this guy doing? How are you trying to escape? What's out there for you? Oh, wow. Didn't realize we were this close to get this into the pond. Crystal blood rules all. Do not question the crystal blood. I don't know where to put the head wall thingy. What mod pack is that, or is it RTX? It's both. It's not a mod pack. It's a texture pack combined with the PTGI shader, not RTX. Has nothing to do with RTX. Does not need RTX. Does not need an RTX card.
Dragons!
In the middle of my
My
backswing!
wife is really mad at the fact that I have no sense of direction. So I packed up my stuff and right.
Hadn't heard that one before. That's pretty good. Thank you ever so much. Skaka Rave 1024. Trigger the Leroy there. Alright, off to the graveyard we go to put a new block on your grave. Yeah, Kingsby, sorry, I was in the middle of saying, oh no, my T-Dog's ahead of me there. If you type in !MC in the chat, it'll give you a list of the texture pack and the shader and a couple of little data pack things I'm using as well. But yeah, as far as the presentation goes, that's texture pack and PTGI shader. But I have actually used... Sorry, the light off to my right here hasn't turned back to purple from that alert. That's why I've suddenly got a red sheen on my face here. Can someone type !Twitch in chat to reset my lights to purple? Thank you. I get stuck sometimes. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I have actually used the RTX shaders at PAX Australia this year. I went to NVIDIA's little secret media room. Well, not secret, but little media room where they had a bunch of demo stations hooked up. And I will be making a video about the RTX stuff because I did get to record it. And hopefully my video will be different from everybody else's video. We just show the gameplay and then go, ooh, isn't that pretty? Ooh, isn't that pretty? Ooh, isn't that pretty? I'm doing something a bit different. But it is pretty, and it runs really smoothly. Wait. Moobot? It's been 2 hours. Bloody hell, 2 hours already. That went fast. Alright. I forgot to get the gold block out. Yeah, who doesn't love a good Leroy jump scare? Actually, the last three that Skull could have done have all got me. They've all got me real good. How about a mausoleum? Each resting place is marked with the head in question. The lack of symmetry where I live. There's a mausoleum with dozens resting within. We did actually consider a mausoleum for this world in place of the graveyard for a while, but then we decided the graveyard was just more visually fun. Oops. Boink. Thank you. Oh, and respect, chicken! Right then, let's go back to base, and I will take a quick break where I'll make a fresh coffee and have a bit of a stretch. Don't know if I clipped any of the rumors. Oh, we got one. There was one you posted last weekend, I think, wasn't there? That. Oh. There's a sheep over there just teasing me. There has been no wild animals on these hills in months and months and months. But now, today, when we have to go hunting for them, after we find the ones we need, there's just one sitting over there. Thanks, Minecraft. Always nice to see you just fuck with me a little bit. Hold on. Alright, let me give you a cool little view here of the setting sun. Empty-handed so it doesn't look weird. And I will take a quick break. When we come back, animal roofs, breeding animals, maybe move on to starting those farms, or finding a place to mount our heads. One or the other. Whatever takes my fancy. BRBs!